How do you stay inspired?
If I don't, I start to lose my passion. If I want a certain outcome, you have to believe and know that you're worthy and know that you can.
Welcome to The Glamorous Grind, where grit meets glamour and the law is always in style. I'm Ilona Antonian, a certified family law specialist and a trial attorney.
And I'm Mila Aratunian, a trial attorney who specializes in employment and personal injury law. We are lawyers, friends, and your guides to real-life legal drama.
Each week, we're breaking down unforgettable cases, sharing incredible personal journeys, and sharing what keeps us motivated in our careers and personal lives.
So whether you're hustling to make your dreams happen or just here for a good story, settle in with your favorite drink because we are bringing you wisdom, wit, and a whole lot of style.
It's law, it's life, it's the glamorous grind.
Welcome back to The Glamorous Grind, where we go beyond the highlight reel and talk about what it really takes to chase big dreams and build a bold life.
Today's guest is here to talk about a subject I love, law of attraction and billboards, and she's no stranger to turning vision into reality. She's a fashion and lifestyle powerhouse, a red carpet correspondent, a passionate advocate for women and children, and now she's manifesting her way into politics.
Sonya Berg is here to talk about how she has built her brand around beauty, purpose, and intentional living.
Whether you're a manifestation skeptic or a spiritual junkie, this conversation will have you rethinking what's possible when you align your energy with action.
So let's get into it.
My name is Sonya Berg, and I am known on TV as the Zen Fashionista. I love teaching the law of attraction and teaching people how to manifest, and I love to inspire people, and so I'm really excited you guys invited me today.
Thank you
for being here.
And with talking about laws of attraction, so Sonya and I met 17 years ago, and then all of a sudden, Mila goes to an event, comes to the office and says, "Hey, do you know Sonya Berg?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know Sonya Berg." And then a week later, I go to an event, and after 17 years, Sonya Berg is sitting at my table.
So everything was just like interconnected.
Synchronicities. So everything's energy. The reason why you start seeing synchronicities is it's the universe showing you that you're in alignment.
And you know what else is cool? When I met you, I was like, "Hey, do you know John Assaraf?"
Yeah, it was really cool. I was at the Bay Club, I think it's called now. I was on a bike and I was reading this book that nobody knows. It's like something my chiropractor turned me on to. It's called The Rays of the Dawn, but it's just a really positive, uplifting book. And he gets on the bike next to me. I didn't know who he was. And he starts riding next to me. He goes, "Oh, that's an oldie but a goodie." I go, "What, this book?" And he goes, "Yeah." I go, "How do you know about this book?" He goes, "Oh, I'm an author." I go, "You are?" And he was like, "Yeah, what's your address? I'll mail you some books." And I'm like, okay, I guess he doesn't seem weird. So he mails me these books. My husband at the time opens up this thing from this random guy because he was always like, how's she meeting these guys at the gym, And I'm like, I was such a good wife, faithful, very faithful. But I just, I was open to meeting people. And then I read these books and I'm like, oh my God, this guy. And then the next thing I know, he's doing The Secret and we became good friends. And then I invited him on TV and to do a segment with me because it's a little bit later down the road because I started doing the law of attraction on TV. And he came as a guest, and it was like blow up for KUSI that I brought John Assaraf on.
Well, let me add to that. So after you and I have this conversation, you tell me a story about your little bike ride and the book. We're having a podcast here and we're shooting, and all of a sudden the owner of the studio tells us that they're going to be shooting Secret sequel with John Assaraf. And I'm like, oh my God.
Here?
Yes. And Rhonda Burns, who wrote The Secret.
Yeah, I love synchronicity.
How did you first get introduced to laws of attraction?
I taught it on TV for like 14 years.
Did you have a show or?
So I've been on ABC, NBC, CBS, KUSI. I was on KUSI a lot. I really liked it because it was a local news. It wasn't mainstream media. And they were very open. And eventually it was kind of worked into my own segment that I got to produce. And I would just send them the notes every weekend and tell them this is what I want to do. And they wanted me to do special fashion segments. And then I eventually wanted to do things that were healthy and taught people how to make, green smoothies. And I slowly started bringing in the law of attraction, and they loved it at KUSI.
They should teach that in school. Like, I think
Exactly.
that the way that the child's mindset and growth is going to be impacted if they know these
Exactly.
secrets, is going to make a huge difference in
This
their
is like
lives.
one of the biggest things. So I taught it at the grade school. I would teach them yoga, and then at the end I'd teach them visualization, and they would bring me into the sports games, and as soon as they're like, oh, yay, Sonya's here, and I'd go over and start talking to them and have them visualizing. The kids would get so excited. She'd be like, oh, they're so excited that you're coming this week. I would just really calm them down and get them in that centered place. I teach them how to visualize. And I talk to them about their grades and see yourself making A's and know you can do it. And see yourself, if it's a sport, see yourself, hitting a home run or making a touchdown. And the teacher said, I don't know what you're doing, but their grades are going up. And then during the holidays, I'd come in and I teach them how to make vision boards. And then they'd come and they'd say, oh, Miss Sonya, look, I asked for this for Christmas. And they'd have all these things and all this stuff happen for them. Because kids don't have these blocks. They haven't been trained that you can't do this or you're not good enough. They're so young and they're so malleable that they can learn these things that we teach them. And I totally agree with you. If I was in the education department...
I think let's add that. Let's have a program going.
Exactly.
It's going to make that's what I want to do eventually when I have the freedom to just do whatever the hell I want. I want to go and teach children and young adults, teenagers, this all over the world so they can think big and change their lives for good.
And this also, I know you guys want to talk a little bit about me running for public office. And it really has nothing to do with the fact that I'm spiritual or, whatever my political party is or anything like that. I think a strong leader is someone who leads from the heart. You do politics because you love the people. And I am a strong leader no matter what position I run for this year because a few things might change for me. I'm still kind of weighing it out. I'm going to a political thing this evening, and I'll kind of weigh out the people that are running for governor and who, if I think I can definitely, if I feel like this person that's kind of the presumed candidate is really good. What I've read about him. I'm going to listen to him speak tonight. And there's another office available, which is insurance commissioner. And I have tons of experience in insurance. I was a safety engineer right out of college. I got an engineering degree, and then I went out and became a safety engineer for an insurance company. So we need people that aren't politicians, that actually just have a heart and care. I love this state. And I love our people, and I care what happens to us.
So, based on your experience and knowledge, what are the biggest misconceptions that people have with respect to manifestation?
Well, I think a lot of people think, oh, you think you can just think about it and then it's going to happen. And that it's just like instant. No, it's not. You have to stay focused. You have to know what you want first. So that's why I teach a lot of people to journal. You can write down positive aspects.
Do you do affirmations?
Yeah.
Yeah, yesterday I bought myself a couple of markers and I wrote them on my bathroom mirror. And I think it's good because then when you look yourself at night or in the morning, you'll repeat them if it's in front of your face with a dry erase marker.
So affirmations, these are all things you can do in your journal too, but you have to get clear when you're manifesting first. What do I really want? What do I want in my career? What do I want in my relationship with my kids and my husband? And I started writing down positive aspects whenever I'd have problems with my kids. And it is so crazy. So I was like, oh my God, I can't stand the music. You guys they're playing this really loud music and I'm all back in my space with Zen, trying to Zen and meditate. And because I just needed that quiet time, to like get centered and, okay, I got to lead the family today with love and abundance. And then I go, wait, I need to write down my positive aspects. What do I love about my children? Oh my God, I love when I'm cooking dinner with Mason. Because he still does. He loves cooking shows. He loves to cook. We used to have so much fun cooking together. I started writing down, I love how we cook together. I love how much fun he is. He always makes me laugh. He's really funny I swear to God, that night he comes walking down. I go, what are you doing? He goes, I'm coming down to cook dinner with you. I'm like I got goosebumps. I was like, that's freaky. That's freaky how quick you can change a person just by your thoughts. And my frequency was attracting to him. I just have to remind myself too that, oh my God, don't get irritated with somebody. Write down positive aspects about people.
And that would be my question to you is I think that I believe in manifestation. A lot of times I get so caught up in the day to day.
Yeah.
And in the moment to moment, and I get overwhelmed, I get frustrated, and it's hard for me to be like, okay, Mila, take a step back.
A good time to do it, and when I do it, is when I drive. Last week I was driving. I'm like, all right, I'm going to turn off my radio. I'm going to turn off my audiobook. And for a moment, because I don't have time to meditate at home because I'm always on a run, this is my time in the car, just me, myself, and I. So I just started, being grateful and speaking out loud for all the things that I'm grateful for, and saying thank you to the universe. Thank you, for my health. Thank you for my children. Thank you for where I live. Thank you that I have my own business. And then just like flows, and you feel it from deep inside. You really feel the gratitude from deep inside. And like, there's a long list, and the whole drive, I was just talking to myself and, being grateful.
People were looking at you, but you were manifesting.
Are you a certified yoga instructor?
I'm certified a lot. You want to know what all I'm certified in?
Yes.
Okay, let's see. I'm a certified womb healer. I'm a certified rebirther. I'm a certified sexual de-armorer. I'm a certified ancestral healer. I'm certified master in Reiki healing. I'm certified in feng shui.
That's what I need is Reiki healing.
All of that
I
sounds
don't
so
tell
interesting.
a lot of people, but I do work on people. But it's a lot, like when you're an empath, when you've been through difficult stuff, you can see stuff. And I don't want to walk around seeing what's wrong with people. So I kind of have an agreement with my higher self that I'm not going to unless I want to.
Now, were you able to have that sixth sense, be able to see people's auras and feel their energies before any experiences have changed your life?
And I
like,
think
were you born with it?
Yeah.
And did your grandparents
I
have
think
it?
we
'Cause they
all
say-
have it.
I agree.
I think I shut it down when I was a little girl because I'd tell people stuff and they're like, how did you know that?
When I was young, when I was a teenager, I used to be really into books by Sylvia Browne. She was a Montel Williams
I
show.
love her.
I read all her books and, her vision of what the other frequency in the world is about, and about angel guardian angels and all that stuff. And I think it was an interesting perspective.
I think I spend a lot of time alone, and so I'm much more intuitive now, and so I'm very more particular about the people I'm around.
One of the people that works at our firm, she, I think, is spiritual like that and is well connected to the, source and the universe. She gave me a call a couple of days ago, and she's like, hey, I had a dream about you. Everything will be okay.
All the time.
No, but she said she saw something in her dream. Like, is it bad? She's like, I just want to tell her everything will be okay. And next day, which was yesterday and the day before, I was very stressed out because, my dad is having a health issue right now, and I don't know if it's going to be cancer or not. She called me a day before, and the next day, like, I felt what she sensed, like everything will be okay. So I believe everything will be okay. I started getting clarity and a clear feeling about it, and I'm going to stay positive.
And help your father to also. We can help to heal the world just by being us and being full of love and light. Light heals everything. This high frequency energy that's all around us, your dad can pull that in. Anybody can. Yeah. If they're struggling with something, all they have to do is pull in light. I teach people how to do it themselves, basically.
Running the state of California will be a piece of cake for you.
People would just realize they're creators. We forgot. And I just don't get scared.
Trust the universe.
Yeah. Because I know whatever's meant to be is going to be anyway. Everything's in divine order. And it just makes me so I'm not in a place of fear.
So how did you get into making your own vision boards?
Let's see. I found it to be a very powerful tool. I started deciding what I wanted to create every year.
But what gave you an idea to do it? I saw it in The Secret, the movie, and then my girlfriend suggested we have a dream board party, and that's the first dream board I've ever made.
I probably had it before I started doing TV segments, but I got really into it when I started teaching it on TV because I really wanted to teach it right. And so this is my old vision board. I've got to do a new one. So I'll pull out a picture of a magazine that just makes my heart sing, that makes me happy. I go, oh, that looks fun. Oh, I want to do that. Like even over here with my yoga poses, I think I've mastered almost every yoga pose here. But I put them on here. What I recommend to people when they're creating a vision board is just to put on some nice music, then just pull out a ton of different magazines. If you want to do travel area of your board, this is my sports area. This was my dream house. And funny enough, that used to say, I don't know where that went, but it said equestrian estate. And guess what I got?
Top 10 American billionaire fashion designers, bloggers.
That's coming.
10
I got my blog.
Powerful entrepreneurs. Believe in yourself. Never give up. I love the one that says, I'm going to make the rest of my life.
Oh, I did my first fashion film before I bought my ranch, before I manifested that.
What is it called?
It's called Pearl, and we won awards all over the world. I mean, like, it was amazing. Don't judge. If you see a picture that you love when you're with travel, don't go, okay, do I really want to go there? Where is that? Just pull it out. Start a pile of stuff, and then start your little areas. It's really quick.
When did you make this dream board? How long ago?
Oh, gosh, this one's old. Can you tell? I've manifested almost everything on here. Like, I looked at it, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I really used to think I needed that or I wanted that, or because I really am pretty good right now. I got to find new things to be passionate about, because I feel like that keeps us young.
This is mine that I did.
Ours looks a little bit the same, right?
Ago. I have another one that was more recent because my current.
I saw your love thing on there, and that's, oh my God.
So that's before I had kids. I wanted to have babies. So feel free to live your dreams. I wanted to find the love and like to have the sort of connection. I wanted to travel. I wanted, to be able to go in private jets.
Yeah.
And at that time I was looking for love and a relationship. So you see a lot of that.
Yeah.
And then I wrote, I can be and will have anything I want now, because I want everything now.
I love it.
My goal, obviously, was to meet the right dude. So everything was about love at the time.
Yeah.
And everybody says that I wear pink glasses, or I see everything through a pink lens.
Oh, yeah.
So I drew my pink glasses.
Rose-colored glasses.
Glasses. So
Me too.
I drew them on my dream board, because I'm not going to change in that regard.
Yeah.
I put cool cars, and I wanted, endless possibilities with my firm. I wanted to get married, but that happened. I wanted to have kids. This I added in a staple to my dream board because I had one baby on there, and then after I got married, my marriage didn't work out. The priest went to Jerusalem, and he brought this back to me and said, I know you recently got married, so I want you to have more kids, and I prayed for you. So he gave me this pomegranate. And I mean, eventually, let's see, how many are here? This actually has 5 little pomegranates inside, and I have 5 kids now. So there you go.
Oh my gosh.
How do you reject negative thoughts that enter your mind?
So first of all, what you're saying, negative thoughts, would be like your subconscious, maybe your trauma that comes up from things that have happened to you in the past. What I've noticed this is it's subconscious trauma that's happened to you in the past. And it's just an automatic thing where I know I'm supposed to stop that thought process. It's not helping me. I'm only going to allow myself to think about the things I want more of. And then I switch that thought for, what do you really want, Sonya? Don't think about how this is going to unfold or what could unfold, because then when you're thinking a thought, then you're going to create more of that. You're going to
dwelling on a negative creates more negative energy. Dalai Lama's first thing on his A to Z's of life is avoid negative people and avoid negative places. And you can't sometimes avoid them. Sometimes you give people a chance, but when you see it starts to impact your energy, they're like energy vampires and they're just never happy. It's not good, because it impacts you and your mindset. And even though you're maybe strong enough to shut it off because you're self-aware, it still sucks a little bit of your positivity.
I used to be in a place where I would meet these negative people and they would drain my energy, and I'd be like, maybe I can help them be positive and trying to inspire them. But you can't save anyone, and people have to want to be saved, want to be better. People vastly underestimate their own power in controlling their life and their mood and, the long-term outcome of whatever it is they face. And you can't change that in their minds. It has to click by itself.
I think it's good to try. You want to help people. Just tell them the message. See if they're accepting. It will register with them. But if they don't want to do it, there's nothing you can do, and just have to give up.
People are negative. I'm like, I just don't want anything to do with that. I don't have the energy for it. Because I also found, for me, the energy that I spend on that is energy I take away from my kids. Like there is energy that I need to spend. We fight for a living all day. Like negativity is hitting us and we have to fight that off.
When you're on an airplane, they say, put on your mask first and then put your children's back. Like, you can't help anybody unless you're whole and complete in yourself. So saving people is not helping them, and it's not helping you. One of my favorite groups that I ever worked with was the Special Olympics. And it was very last minute, and I was slammed at the time, but I took it on. It was the most rewarding experience of my life. I had 300 kids from Brunei, Bulgaria, and Uganda. They had intellectual and developmental disabilities. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. Oh my God, they were amazing. I got along so good with them. I'm like, at the end of the week, I was like, or maybe it was like in the beginning of the week, because I had them for a week, 300 kids, couldn't talk. Really, they didn't really talk. We just communicated through smiles and fun, and they were so much fun. Because when I have fun, I have fun. I let my hair down. I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm just like that.
I love that.
I'm just a free spirit I'm not hurting anyone because I want to dance and I want to have fun, and I'm not like obnoxious. I'm just loving life. But these kids were so much fun and so much like me. We're just silly. We went to the zoo and we were like, boo! Like we're doing stupid stuff, and they all still keep in touch with me. It was the most amazing experience. And I finally realized these kids are here to teach us something. They have zero ego. That's why I loved them.
They had no limiting thoughts, although they had disabilities that held them back. They were just open.
They were so authentic, and it was so rewarding because they made me happy and I made them happy.
What advice do you have for people who, for example, there are women who are in domestic violence relationships that are codependent, and then their support system just tells them it's their fault. They should stick through this. They're doing something wrong, instead of telling them to leave that relationship. And it could be because of cultural beliefs, could be because saving the marriage is important, or whatever other issues. What advice do you have for those people who are stuck?
The people that really matter are the people who have an equal exchange of energy with me. I give, and I'm a great loyal friend and person, and I want those kind of people around me.
I guess some people are stuck with negative people and negative influences within their family, and that's your closest circle, and they may not have a lot of friends. So then it's hard for them to get out of a toxic relationship. If your gut tells you this is not right, I should not be treated like that, then find people that will be supportive, that will see your side, right? So that you have enough support to make it through. And the reason I thought of that is because I recently had a consultation with this woman that still is in my mind. And she was in a situation where she had zero support from any of her family members, including parents, to leave a domestically violent relationship where she has a small child. And it was hard for her to make a decision to leave the father. She wanted to be back with him just because her family saying it's your fault, or nothing was her fault. She barely even stood up for herself.
We're all here to be happy. I think we all came here to learn how to be happy and have joy and have an amazing life.
I feel like a lot of people read books and listen to podcasts, but until you execute and put those things into play in your life, it doesn't really have any value. So what advice would you give to people to not only read about these things and learn about these things, whether it's manifestation or, bettering yourself all around, but how to execute and make sure that the lessons you learn that make sense for you are incorporated into your life?
Well, I think journaling is a really good way to start writing down. Just decide, same thing with a vision board, what areas of your life you want to achieve something or create something or make something different. And then just start writing out how you're going to make it different and all the positive aspects, either about a relationship. If there's anything that ever comes up, it's so funny because I've worked through so much just through this, but then it just keeps reminding me where I feel triggered by something. And then I have to write down what I'm triggered by, what I can do to change it, what I want to do with my life.
How do you stay inspired to continue journaling and doing all of the routines that you do that help you?
If I don't, I start to lose my passion for life.
I think people generally crave doing that when they have some sort of problem, when they're seeking answers, when you're sort of at your low moment sometimes. That's when you get inspired to seek help and seek answers. And to do that, it helps to put things on paper and reflect back and find solutions and write them out in great detail, and then revisit it and see, okay, what can I change? Did I accomplish this? And go back to it periodically, like throughout the year.
If I want a certain outcome, you have to believe and know that you're worthy and know that you can.
It's interesting because when you and I met, we were sitting at the same table at an event and we kind of connected. I think you connected with my daughter first.
Yeah.
And then,
She had your energy.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I love
my kids were just like running wild, and I'm just like standing around not knowing which one to chase. And then we locked eyes and we immediately connected.
Yeah.
And one of the first things that you
It was
told
like
me.
the same frequency.
It was.
And then I connected with her again. I'm like, oh my God, her too. And I'm like, oh my God, I got 2 new best friends.
So funny. And we connected on Facebook, and we've just been like friends ever since.
I love
Even
all
though
your
we
posts.
haven't really seen each other that much, I feel like we know each other.
Like sisters or something.
Yeah.
From a past life.
But one of the things that really struck me that I loved was that you told me that you have a ranch and you grow your own produce. I'm really big on like nutrition and fitness.
Ooh.
And I actually grew up overweight, believe it or not. And when I had to learn nutrition at a later age. I grew up eating processed foods like most people in this country, and I was overweight, and now I cook everything from scratch.
I know.
And
I watch your post.
Yeah. And like clean food is really, really important.
Uh-huh.
And so I want to ask you about that, kind of how you manifested the ranch, how you decided to grow your own crops. How do I buy some from you?
Well, you're going to help me. We're going to start a community garden, okay?
I would love that.
I have so much property, and I just want to use it. I started looking for houses. There was really nothing because people were taking their house off the market because they thought it was a bad time to sell. And my horse got hurt out in the desert, and I'm like, I need to find a horse property. I need to bring my horses back here. I can't be going out to the desert. She got hurt, and then I got on Redfin. The place wasn't listed. I don't even know how I found it because people go, how'd you get that house? It wasn't even listed. And it pops up, and I'm like, oh my God, this is my house. So I got to see it first, and I didn't even know I had a guest house. I saw that the barn was beautiful and my horses were going to be like royalty because it's actually the barn that the Queen of England has. And then I'm walking on the property and oh my God, I go, I get a guest house too? And I'm like, okay, numbers. I'm doing the numbers if I decide to rent that. And then I have an extra barn if I decide to rent that. Like I was being practical. I wasn't being like a pie in the sky, like, oh, I can do this. Because it's hard when you go I was living in Carmel Valley, really nice house, but I'm going up a lot in money. And so what I was doing the numbers, I'm like, okay, well then that's the difference well, she wants to close in 30 days and it has to be cash. And I'm like, oh my God. So I got to sell my Carmel Valley house while I'm buying this house. Okay, I can do it. I know it's going to work out. So I'm journaling every day. I'm locking the door. I'm journaling about this because my frequency needed to match this house and I'm going up a lot in money. But my timing, when everybody's in fear, I've made so much money on that property because I had the courage. Everybody else was buying guns. And I called my bankers. I'm like, hey, we got to shuffle some money around. They go, what are you doing? Buying guns like everybody else? And I'm like, oh, hell no. I go, you guys know I'm not like that because I'm always telling them this is going to work out. So I meet this guy who's never sold a house before. And he goes, do you know Bob Proctor? Because I try to tell him, I need to manifest the right buyer. I want someone that has as many I loved that house. I made that house carried me through so much of my life and these big things I did in the public eye. And I wanted someone that wanted to have that same energy because that house was such a foundation for me and just carried me through a lot of stuff, And so he sends me my first thing. He sends me this. He goes, okay, Sonya, here it is. Here's the thing, the listing. Okay, here it is. This says Caesar. He's doing really well now. And I'm like, oh, no, says that's not what I want to see. He goes, what do you want to see? I said, make another one just for me that says just sold. And he goes, oh. And I call him. I go, okay, says this weekend. It was only 2 weeks on the market. I go, this weekend, we're going to get multiple offers. It's going to be someone that's going to love this house like crazy. They're going to have so much fun. It's going to be the perfect house for them. It's going to be everything they want. He's like, okay, yeah. Then he calls me. He goes, Sonya, I got 2 offers. I go, yeah, you do. Boom, the deal closed. Like sometimes you have to have enough faith that you can walk away from something when someone start trying to, I'm not saying I sold that house for the most that a house had sold in Carmel Valley. And I bought my dream house. And that took so much courage.
Were you able to talk this lady into giving you a loan, or is she still stuck to her terms?
I closed in 30 days. And so I got a recoup loan locked in at 2.15 for 30 years.
Wow. That's amazing.
And I just had faith. So have faith in the market, everybody.
Thank you so much for being here. It was an absolute privilege to have you. You really are the woman who does it all. I mean, fashionista, politics, yogi.
The clothing
Zen,
line is coming out
a
soon.
clothing line. We're going to start our garden. I could probably help you
love
with the
it.
clothing line too.
Oh, really?
I'm
Oh,
your girl.
good.
Anything you need. You're really like a modern day female Renaissance man in my eyes.
You're so sweet.
So
Thank
I
you.
really appreciate you taking the time to come here and share your wisdom.
Oh, thank you. I love you girls, and I feel the same way about you.
And that's it for today's episode of The Glamorous Grind.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us on YouTube and wherever else you listen to your podcasts.
And be sure to follow us on social media for behind-the-scene moments and extras.
Stay grounded, stay fabulous, and we'll catch you next Tuesday on The Glamorous Grind.